anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Do you want your present?
Hmm?
Do you want your present?
Yes, sure. Thank you. Oh.
Third anniversary.
Leather. Nice.
I think you can call me Mistress Ilona from now on.
Oh, Mistress Ilona, may I get you your present?
May I get you your present, ma'am?
May I get you your present, ma'am?
You may.
Ma'am.
Oh, wrapped to perfection. Oh, you can take a hint.
Well, you've only been talking about it for 3 months.
Oh, I love it. I forgot your card. Hang on.
Okay. Thank you.
Third anniversary.
You got to be happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, I am happy. We started talking about it 6 months ago. It's just so much money to even apply.
What's an Apprev cost now?
It's 10 grand, and that's just to apply.
How can you afford that?
Ilona's parents gave her the money for her birthday, and she decided to keep it a surprise.
Nice surprise. Anyway, Apprevs have come down to an overnight stay. Your biggest thing is going to be the financials. I don't know how you're sitting, but I know what this place pays. I say you get approval for a single. We only got a single first time around.
But you've got 3.
Yeah, I got a double the second time. I think they felt sorry for Marie. The risk increases after a certain point. We didn't even get approval for our single the first time around. I had to go back twice. Back then it was only a 2-year wait. What is it now?
It's 3.
Hello? In the bedroom.
You ready yet?
Yeah. 2 minutes?
How many are going tonight?
Maybe 20 or so?
20. You know what's going to happen, don't you? With the op, she's going to get me to talk to Donnie.
Yeah, well, you are the closest thing he has to a male role model, which is something you should be honoured about.
Okay, sure. Donnie, look, don't know how to tell you, mate. They'll grab your balls in one hand, a razor in the other, and have their way with you. Oh, and then everybody in your family is going to talk about how well the op went. Oh, the fun you'll have.
Get in the car.
Oh, you look lovely. Donnie's just upstairs if you want to go and say hello. Oh, I love you guys. Oh,
Hey,
thank
princess.
you for coming.
Uncle Tom and Auntie Illy.
Hey, mate!
Birthday!
Oh.
Thanks for coming. Can I get you a beer?
No, that's okay. I'll grab my own.
So 13, do you feel any older?
No.
Donnie, why don't you show Auntie Ilona the mega Lego spaceship that Craig got you?
Oh yeah, it's 900 pieces. It's not all together yet.
Oh, 900 pieces.
Can you do it?
I knew this was coming.
Well, can you? I mean, I think it should come from a man, and
Yeah, okay.
you're the best guy I
Okay.
know. I don't know. I mean, I would do it, but
Seriously, it's no problem, Okay.
I hear you'll be having the talk one day with your own.
Yeah, we are going to apply. We're just getting all the paperwork together now.
You'll get it, no problems. Philip got approved for double.
And look at him now, 13. Philip would have been so proud. Of course I'll have to chat to him. It'd be my honour. You know, you've done an amazing job raising Donnie. You should be proud.
Yeah, but the law is clear cut. It's for the protection of the unborn. I mean, you can't tell me that since the abortion ban that it hasn't been successful.
That's not what I'm arguing about.
Sounds like it to me.
All I'm trying to say is that women should be in charge of their own bodies, and men should be in charge of theirs.
We tried that, and then they brought out the death penalty for abortions. The Protection of Unborn Children Act just cuts out the middleman, so to speak.
Nice choice of words.
Hey, I'd just like to thank everyone coming for Donnie's 13th birthday. Auntie Jill, thanks for coming from Newcastle. And Peter and Margot, thank you for coming all the way from Brisbane. Well, let's get the young man himself up for a few words and to thank you all for this mega haul of presents.
Thanks, Mum. Thank you everyone for coming. I really like the Lego stuff and the footy boots from Uncle Tom and Auntie Ilona. But mainly to the people who came a long way to be here. Turning 13 is a big part in a boy's life, and I'm glad you all love Mum and I enough to make it. Thanks for everything, Mum.
Such a fine young man. Wow, 13. Did Uncle Tom have a chat with you?
Yeah, poor guy. You know we have sex ed at school. I know all about the op and the Apprevs.
Well, I've got a brochure about it anyway, and we've got 3 months to book it all in.
I sort of don't get why we need it. I mean, it's my body. I'm in charge of it.
It can all be done online, and you're even back in one day, and then it's a week of school.
Well, you've certainly done your homework. Now, did you bring copies of all your financials in here?
Yeah, copies of tax returns for the last 2 years.
Okay. I think this is going to be your biggest sticking point. You're just on the income threshold. How long have you been at your current employer?
4 years.
Okay, and is there any chance of a promotion or maybe even a second job just to get you over the line?
I suppose. Why doesn't Ilona's job come into this?
Well, it's not Ilona needing a reversal, is it? So I think we probably can move forward. It would be good if you could bring in a bit more on the income front, but otherwise you are a good solid candidate.
So, what's the story with things like singles and doubles and all that?
We don't have to worry about that just now. The main thing is that you tick as many boxes as possible.
But what if I get rejected? I mean, 3 years before we can reapply, that is just crap. And even if it's only a single, it's back in for the op.
Look, Thomas, nothing is a shoo-in when it comes to the ARSB. Look, I can never predict what their finding's going to be. Look, financially you'll be okay, but really your main strength is your good, clean civic compliance record. It's one of the best I've seen. So we just need to get medical sign-off, and I think we can file next week.
The worst part is that she didn't even say whether it'd be a single, a double, or anything.
So exciting.
But if I do get a single, it's back in for the op again after we get the go-ahead.
Hey, we'll take whatever we can get. I mean, if the Apprev girl said we're a chance.
She didn't sound that confident.
What did she say? I mean, we meet all the criteria based on the website. And why would they put the checklist up and then deny us?
On the minimum threshold.
Oh, this is a funny thing.
What's that?
Your vas deferens silencing was conducted by my old professor.
Yeah?
I know, what a coincidence. Well, Dr. Reynolds is a great man with a near perfect strike rate. Can't see you having any problems.
Well, there's one thing I hope a guy is good at.
Oh, you can take your trousers off and get on the bed, please.
Sure.
Now, have you had any sexual performance issues?
What, like lately or ever?
Well, ever.
No complaints.
Have you ever had any pain when you ejaculate?
Well, I've been told I screw my face up. No, never any pain.
All right, you can hop off the bed and put your pants on. All right. Well, based on the sample you supplied, I can tell you're in great shape for a reversal.
Well, that's a relief.
Having said that, it is my duty to inform you of the risks involved. With any procedure, there's a risk of infection. With your vas deferens silencing having taken place 10 years ago, there is a build-up of pressure where your sperm live. As a result, you may have a whole heap of swimmers, but they need to learn how to swim again.
Well, that wasn't on the pressure.
There's nothing to panic about. Normally it gets better over time.
What if the board rejects me? I mean, 3 years before we can apply again, what happens then? Does it get worse?
Everything will be okay. Like I said, Dr. Reynolds is a professional. No scar tissue as far as I can see. I'm recommending you for the Apprev.
I just really can't wait. It's so exciting.
Don't get excited. She said that even after the op, there could be some problems.
What sort of problems?
Swimmers may have forgotten how to swim.
Do we need to get them some floaties? Maybe a little kickboard would be...
It's not funny, Ilona. Okay, this whole process is bullshit. I have to get approval to get something reversed that I didn't want done in the first place by a board of women who probably haven't seen a penis in decades. I mean, I just had my balls fondled, checking for scar tissue. I mean, as if there is any way that you can tell by grabbing a handful of scrotum.
Look, I know, but we've got each other and we're going to get approved. I just know it.
No, this is shit. Okay, and even if we only get a single, it's back under the knife, sliced open, and then we go through this same shit again next time.
I know it's not easy, but the law's the law.
The law is shit. All right, the Protection of Unborn Babies Act, I mean, it is just a way to control men.
Yeah, but the fact that we even have a chance for a single is a blessing we have to take in both hands.
Are you listening to yourself? You don't get it. All right, you're not the one they're asking all the questions. How much do you earn? You committed any crimes lately? Have your balls got any scars on them?
Hey. There's really nothing to be worried about. This is us. It's gonna be our family.
So there's no real issue. It's mainly about rest during the recovery period, so you can get back on your feet without any hiccups.
And I think you're allowed a full 5 days off school as well.
That's right. So if we book it on a Friday, you get the whole of the next week off school. So you won't have any problems.
Dylan Haskell said his brother had to have it done 3 times. Like, they had the test and he had to have it done again.
Well, it does happen sometimes. It's rare, but it does occur. But I can guarantee you we are going to take every precaution so you don't have any problems.
Well, what about footy? I mean, I don't want to miss a match.
You may have to miss maybe one game. That's right, isn't it?
Yes, that's it, just a week. You know what, when you get back, your legs will be even better rested So you'll even have an advantage.
So, I don't want this done, but I don't have a choice. Why am I even here? So, what's the test I have to take to make sure I don't have to have the operation done again?
Thomas, Ilona, the team. How are we feeling?
Nervous.
Just relax. We've got this.
Bratton?
Thomas Anthony Bratton, 27, who is representing?
Jane Scarlett, Madam Justice, ARSV.
Thank you, Miss Scarlett. And who is the spouse?
Ilona Bratton, Madam Justice.
Thank you, Miss Bratton. I'm Justice O'Brien, Chief Justice of the Approved Reversal Suitability Board. With me today are Justices Hart, Delgado, Elliott and Good. We'll be going through the submission on behalf of Mr Thomas Bratton for an approved reversal to his mandatory vas deferens silencing pursuant to Section 2 of the Protection of Unborn Children Act. Are there any questions about the process to determine Mr Bratton's suitability?
No, Madam Justice.
Okay, let's get started. I see Mr Bratton has been given a clean bill of health by Dr Thompson. That's always a good thing to get out of the way.
Earnings are 107% of the minimum annual threshold. Are you confident that these earnings will increase?
Mr Bratton's employer has submitted his latest earnings report. In it you'll see that a recent promotion has cemented his current rate of pay, which is, as you say, above the minimum earnings threshold.
Would you care to elaborate?
Recent performance reviews have all been favourable and there's no reason to presume these won't continue.
Has there ever been any family violence from the time Mr Bratton was a child through to the current day?
No, Madam Justice. Mr Bratton's record, along with his family's, is clean. There has been no domestic disturbance history at all.
I understand that, Miss Scarlett, but sometimes the official record doesn't convey the actual sentiment experienced in a household. We are custodians of the future, with a large responsibility on our shoulders. Now, from your experience, would you describe Mr Bratton's upbringing as loving?
Yes, Madam Justice.
Mrs Bratton, how would you describe Mr Bratton's suitability as a father?
He's a really great guy and definitely ready to be a father.
How would you know?
He's expressed to me a couple of times that he's excited and looking forward to the challenges of parenthood. We both are.
Wanting something and doing something are very different, Mrs Bratton. A new life. We can't afford to be flippant.
I can assure you I'm not flippant. I back Thomas, no matter what. He's going to be a great dad, an exemplary father.
Madam Justice, I have managed Mr Bratton's case for the last 3 months, and everything Mrs Bratton has just said I would also stand by. He has also stepped into a quasi-parental role for Mrs Bratton's nephew, who has just turned 13 and unfortunately lost his own father 4 years ago.
Really?
Yes.
I ask this of all potential candidates. Mr Bratton, what is it that makes you so certain that you're prepared to be a good father? An exemplary father?
My dad was a good father, I suppose.
You suppose?
Yeah, I mean, Being a good father's not. It's not hard. It's. Look, all I know is that I'm a good man, and Ilona here is the most amazing woman I've ever met, and I love her with all my heart. And together we're going to have the best family.
The best family?
Well, I already do have the best family. We're going to add to the best family.
Okay.
Mr. Bratton, would you characterise your upbringing as loving?
Yes. Madam Justice.
Will you stand with me? Protect my dignity.
It is the belief of the Approved Reversal Suitability Board that Mr. Bratton is a worthy candidate for reversal of his vas deferens silencing. The ARSB wishes the Bratton family all the best.
Do not despair, though it seems so unfair. Will you come undone? The car is so quick, cracks like a whip. Will you come undone? So I will stand with you until we are approved, and I will hold your hand until you